Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on LivehiphopDaily.tv. Finally got my guest in the building. Hey, Shanika, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing?
Ain't nothing, man. You know what? I'm blessed to finally have you on here. I made a joke, but it was honestly a true statement. When I used to bump into you, when I used to go down to Days, and I used to see, we used to be down there, and I see you, and you be already looking halfway lit.
Always.
I already knew your background. I already knew the story about her. And I used to sit there and really be like, yo, I need to put together a budget because I think that I don't want to run this website, but I think I found the perfect person who could run Cash Color Cannabis. And notice I support all black women, all women, all across the board. And when I looked at Shanika, I was like, yo, she got it. She will 100% hold down Cash Color Cannabis. But then, like I say, then come Dash Radio, then come Carefree Black Girl. You was on the Vans Warp Tour at one point. Yeah. I was like, she has stuff to do, so she ain't got time. She ain't got time to be playing with Cash Color Cannabis all day. But thank you for coming through tonight.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
It's so exciting.
No problem. All right, so we're gonna start this off in a nutshell. Who is Shanika Simmons?
Shanika Simmons is a creative genius.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Pound your chest.
I just like to create things and work with artists, and but I started as a blogger, so just someone trying to build a bigger platform.
You're a Spelman grad too, aren't you?
Yes, Spelman. Shout out to Spelman, #1 HBCU.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, we'll argue that, but that's what's up. We'll argue that, but that's what's up. So when you, again, you're creative, being a creative genius. I always knew you again from being the blogger. Like I used to log on to Broke2Dope. I used to try to steal a lot of stories from y'all when I used to have to run other blogs. I would literally go to your site because you would have like the newer artists. You know what I mean? So I would just go there and just gently, copy and paste, and then bring it somewhere else. But if I saw you, I'd always pay all total respect. Like you are, like you say, you are a creative genius totally, and you have a belief in underground artists that's kind of weird.
Yes,
Most people don't have that. Where did you get that love for underground music?
Honestly, when I first started my blog, I really started it for college students because I was in college at the time. But then artists, musicians started to send me their music.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
My blog is about how to save money in college. But of course, I'll play your song. I don't care. So when people started to hit me up about that, I was like, oh, right, this is kind of cool. Yeah. And then I started hearing the music and listening. I'm like, oh, wait, these guys are actually talented. Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to spread the message more.
I never lie. Like one of the first groups, when I first moved down to Atlanta, one of the first people who I stumbled onto Earth Gang was you.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, man, like Earth Gang, Jid, all them. I was like, yo, who are these, who are these little Rugrat looking kids running around here? Like, but they were super dope. And again, I found them on Broke2Dope.
That's awesome. I love them. Yeah, when we first started out, we were huge fans of Earth Gang, and I actually got to interview them like way back. So that was fun.
That's what's up.
Cool to see them now.
That's what's up, man. All right, so talk to us about how when you knew writing was going to be part of your life and when you knew creating was going to be part of your life. Like, when did that hit you?
Well, honestly, writing has always been a part of my life. Like from school, I won like a little creative writing contest, and then just continuing in school, everyone just said, you're the smart kid, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm a write. I wanted to be a reporter, like journalism, anyways, like Sarah Jessica Parker. So I just felt like that was kind of the lead way into everything. Yeah. Everyone needs a writer, whether it's like simple stuff. So I was like, that's the way to go. That's
what's up, man. So, and Broke2Dope spun off of a platform that you actually created that was trying to help students save money, which is ridiculous, man. But Broke2Dope really spawned into something super amazing on its own.
Yes.
Speak to us about watching the platform kind of grow in the way that it did. Like, what did it take you back initially, or was you even nervous when you started seeing the actual popularity and the actual growth of the platform?
I feel like it really just kind of started for me where people are like, things are like making sense. It's like a whole lot of full circle moments, but it's really cool. I feel like it's time, we put in a lot of work. Like all the things that I used to do back in the day, I was just thinking, I'm just doing this just to do it. Like, I'm just going to go to the show. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm just going to write about this artist, who knows? And now it's just things that are piling up and growing and expanding. So I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you booked right now, to be honest with you, man.
Booked and busy.
But, over these last years, the blog grind has changed significantly. Like, and I made a note even when I was writing my show notes that I remember when two dope boys like yourself, I would go there legitimately to find new artists. Like, I would go to You Heard That New to find new artists. that's not so much the gig anymore. What are your feelings on the blog game right now, and where do you see blogs heading in the future?
Honestly, I don't know how much longer it's going to be blogs per se. Content is always going to be key, but like blogs, I think people aren't really necessarily going there anymore. Like you said, people are going towards social media. They're going to apps. So I feel like the way that we can kind of keep up in the blogging world is to kind of go on those platforms like apps, Instagram, YouTube, creating more visual content rather than written content. Maybe people, they're not really reading anymore. They're not reading the full story.
Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart.
They're just clicking the links, looking at the pictures.
Don't break my heart. Like, I literally have 2 people right now writing amazing stories for Cash Color Cannabis, and I'm praying people read it because I believe, like you, it's very hard to get people to read now.
It is so hard. So we need something to grab people's attention. And I hate that now a lot of these media sites are doing that. They're, following the clickbait thing. They're talking about, just trending topics, not really necessary, in-depth things. So, and
not even mind, they don't even mind being inaccurate. Right, like exactly, they don't even mind being inaccurate at this point, and that's a huge bother to me. Yes. But one thing, I heard you say about social media and how social media has kind of changed things. My issue is I feel like a lot of bloggers are ignoring the ownership you have by having this platform over here, your own website, and putting everything you have on a free platform called Facebook or Instagram that totally dictates your views, dictates how people hear you, see you, dictates whether or not you even sponsor your post. Let me get into how my little beef with Facebook right now. Like, seriously, like me and Facebook are having such a back and forth email wise. I just stopped reading them. Like, look, dude, I'm just gonna see you in the streets. As far as I'm concerned, y'all ain't making no sense to me. But I feel like that's one of the bigger issues that we're seeing. Like, I feel like people are really volunteering to say, I don't want power of my own brand. I'll just give it to you because it's easier. Like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, and I get that, but I guess we just gotta follow the audience, follow the trends. So keep it going. Yeah, well, talk about following trends. You have taken the content creation idea and you've taken it to several other platforms at this point. Yes. I watched you with your work with Carefree Black Girl, and I also know that you with your own show now. First, speak to us about Carefree Black Girl, because when I first heard the concept, I remember y'all was doing the barbecue down the street, and I said to myself, that is such a dope name. Number one, I love names. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was such a dope name. But I like the concept of what the event was. You had your artists out there, you had your vendors. It was just really a carefree move, putting it by some black girls. Right. So honestly, the blog helped me connect with Quana, who's the owner of Carefree Black Girl. I used to post her a lot back in the day. She's also a rapper, and that's kind of how she defined herself as a carefree black girl. I saw that she did the cookout like in Brooklyn and Savannah and other spots. So I was like, I really wanted to kind of help her out when she came to Atlanta. So that's when we connected there, and has been able to grow a lot since then. Like you said, we had people up the street, and then we were just at Delightful Eats for A3C a couple years ago. So it's just growing like every year, and we get to put more artists, more carefree black girls on the platform, either like as artists or as business owners. We do yoga, choreo or dancing.
Do you do sipping paints? I've heard women love sipping and painting.
No, that probably would be a very interesting thing for us to do, but we're more towards like we have done trap aerobics before. We've done vision board parties, so we try to get active with the people following the movement.
Hey, one humble brag you're missing is an official South by Southwest show.
Oh, facts. We just did a South by this March, which was crazy. We had Baby Mother, Young Baby Tate, who's like taking off right now.
Yo, Tate, if you don't understand who Young Baby Tate is right this second, get into this. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ty, to my girls, Ty St. Louis. Ty put me on to Baby Tate. Like, she kept telling me, you gotta listen to it, I called her A3C, but definitely. You had Tate, you had Baby Mother, you had Quana. Yo, you had a dope lineup.
Stage, Queendom, Neela, Liana Banks, a lot of girls from all different areas, and that's kind of what the cookout allows us to do. We get to connect with these different people in different cities. So we're actually going to be on tour. We are on tour. Our next stop is Charlotte, May 25th.
Really?
So we'll be there. Hopefully have some Charlotte girls who come out to perform, but we're definitely going to have the full cookout anyways, like the glam bar. Like, you can come get your hair braided. We'll have food, of course. It's a cookout, so free food, all that.
You make me almost want to go. Let me know if you need any help. Let me know if you need any help, because I actually used to live in Charlotte, so I might be able to plug you in a couple of things.
We're trying to connect with as many people. I don't know if you are familiar with the Black Market, but that's where we're gonna be. It's like a little
in Charlotte, really
artsy space.
Okay, I'm not mad at you, man. And the progression continues into radio. You know,
Yes.
like we now have Broke2Dope on Dash Radio. Is it Dash South or is it Dash Radio?
Well, it's actually on the Nothing But Net channel, which is kind of newer to Dash Radio.
Okay.
But it's actually the NBA sponsored channel. So during the day, they're probably talking about basketball all day. But at night, they have a lot of independent artists created shows. So a lot of DJs who support independent artists, a lot of creators like myself who support them too. So yeah, just another platform for artists, which I feel is important. And I've always wanted to have ideally, I would love to have like a serious radio type thing where it's just 24 hours independent artists. Like that would be dope.
That's what's up, man. Well, how is radio treating you? Like, are you getting used to the transition from just being behind the screen to now you have to have a voice outside, and you gotta it's still a transition for me. Like, I'm so used to being not in front of a camera that all this is still kind of a new transition for my life.
It's fun now. I mean, I get a little shy sometimes, but I like to speak. I like to talk, and I like to talk about the artist. So it's fun.
That's what's up, man. So put us on to something new. Like, who are some of the artists we should be checking for? Courtesy of you.
Who should y'all get? Well, we have a show May 4th that has a really dope lineup. There's an artist named Protege he's pretty newer, but he's really talented. The Kid Half, we have Quante, Keem, and 2 rap girls, Amina and Nia, Money Made Nia. So they're pretty dope. And a lot of these are artists I feel like that aren't necessarily just all on the scene right now.
Yeah.
So I like that we can be able to give that platform for people that people don't see that often.
Solid, man. Well, I'm definitely impressed with you. Like I say, I remember sitting there, I'm gonna say it, smoking the weeds with you down at Dazed Arts with my man V.
My spot.
And I knew then, like I said, I knew then that you was gonna be a legend. Like I literally used to serious. I don't BS. Even when I first moved down here, I think I went to one of your first events. It was over in right down the street from Edgewood. And I always remember it because I met this dude who his last name was the Third, George something the Third, and I seen him recently he was on a bike and he just threw the deuces up to me, and I was like,
hey,
Nika. Yeah, like, so you curate these dope events. You really have your finger on the pulse, and you actually care about the culture. That's an amazing thing. So let's talk about legacy. When it's all said and done, like, what do you want to be remembered for the most? Like, when it comes to the creation of the content creation, the nurturing of artists, the show we didn't even get into that show production with Vans Warped Tour, and you doing with even Carefree Black Girl. What do you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done?
I mean, like I just keep stressing, just having that platform and having multiple platforms for artists. So, like you said, the radio show, the production of the shows, actual shows, the blog, the all that. I want it to be able to grow, like similar to Complex, where we're having festivals, and where we're getting bigger artists on our stages, and maybe even having artists literally blow up from being, on our stage or on our platform. So that's really my goal. And like you said, like having people come back and be like, I met this person at your event, or I met this artist through your platform. So that's what I like.
Yo, I love your energy, and if y'all see, I'm sitting here really smiling. I'm literally a fan. Like, it's very hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. I've told you before, and again, you probably thought it was a joke, but I'm 100% a fan of yours. I think what you're doing is dope, and it's very much needed right now. Yes. So, what's the next step for you, Nika?
The next step is to take this show on the road.
Okay.
I do the Broke2Dope pop-up. So we're actually going to be following Carefree Black Girl on the tour. So a few stops. We'll be in Charlotte, and we'll also be in Brooklyn this summer. So those are the things that I am working on, mainly just trying to get more shows out of state.
Brooklyn's expensive.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna see. We'll see.
Brooklyn is hella expensive, man. Well, yeah, that's what's up. I really am impressed with you. I don't want to keep saying this over and over again, but I do need people to understand how dope she is. So before we fade out of here, let people know how they can catch up with you, how they can find you, how they can just even follow you, so they can understand what I'm talking about when I say she's dope.
Well, you guys can follow me directly at Carpenika. That's CarpeNika on Twitter, Instagram. You can follow the blog Broke2Dope on Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Broke2Dope.com spelled out on Instagram. Just follow those channels and then click the link in my bio. The link tree is the best part to see everything we got going on.
I'm not a fan of Linktree. This is such a random thing. I'm not a fan of Linktree.
I just got put on.
I feel like
I
feel like it's I'll have heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have real heat. I want you to click on this heat. But when I put it into the Linktree, it's like, all right, well, also there's a SoundCloud, the iTunes, there's all this other stuff. Yo, don't bypass this episode I just dropped, or that's dope. Like, don't miss that. But I do feel the need for it and everything like that. So I appreciate you coming through. I do want to talk to you about your weed preferences, but I think we could do that afterwards if we get some food and all that stuff. We could do a little side interview with you about that. Thank you for coming through, Nika.
Thank you again.
Yo, and that's Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation sponsored by the Georgia Hemp Company. We'll be right back.